Happy New Year and welcome to Chamber Live. My name is Miguel Lord, your host of Chamber Live. I am the Vice President of Marketing and Communication for the Atlanta Black Chambers, and we want to start you guys' year off really, really strong as we wanted to come in here and talk about what we've been doing. We took a couple of weeks off as we were closing out the years. Everybody needed to get a little bit of rest and relaxation. But we're going to get into this thing, and this week, let me first, before I tell you who we're going to have, well, y'all already know, we've got our executive director Melvin Coleman, who's going to sit in for our show most of the show today, because if anybody knows what's going on with the chamber, it is Melvin. Before I do that, let me bring in my sis here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
You see the queen of multitasking over there. She always got something going on. And okay. All right, welcome to Chamber Live. We're going to get into our show today, and I got to fix my camera. My camera's crooked, so we're going to take care of that here in just a minute. But we are moving. We didn't slow down too much. But I'm going to come kick it to you, and I want you to talk a little bit while I fix my camera. I want you to talk a little bit about what we have been having going on, what people missed in the months of December, because we did have some stuff going on, and a little bit in November because we didn't do a show in December. And then we're going to bring in our man Melvin here in just a second. So let me.
All right. Good afternoon, good people. So the chamber, we have been busy. We ended our year like on December 7th, so we can kind of, recuperate and get ready to come out for 2022, because we knew 2022 was going to have us on and popping. So in November, we had our South Metro Mixer. If you guys don't know what the South Metro Mixer is, let me slow down. We have a affinity group that consists of all of the counties and cities and area codes and zip codes in the South Metro area of Atlanta. And every first Tuesday of every month, they have a mixer. So we also had our celebrity golf tournament. The committees responsible for that were ABB, which is our Advancing Black Businesses 501c6 PAC, the Veterans Group, as well as our Governmental Affairs Group. That was a great event. The energy there was awesome. We had a business strategy resetting in 2022. That was awesome. And for those of you who have not been plugged in, we are at the forefront of this whole crypto blockchain movement. There's discussion about NFT. So our brother Corey Henry, who hosts a crypto and blockchain wallet party the fourth Tuesday of every month at the Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurship. We had that last month. We had our virtual open house. We had a 2021 vet forum where our veteran entrepreneur group got together with other vets in the community and talked about opportunities and things that are happening for the veteran community. And then I know y'all saw me in my dress. 2021 at the gathering spot, we had our year-end celebration where we talked about our numbers of members, how many members have joined. Each of the chairs from all the different committees were given the opportunity to come on and talk about the amazing things that happen in their committees. So while we're still waiting for my brother to come on screen, guys, if you're out there, drop your business and contact information on the social on the Facebook channel right now, if you will. Tell us who's out there, where you're from, what's going on. We even allow you to drop your website. If you're out there right now, just tell us who is listening. And hey, Rosemary, thanks for letting us know that you can hear us. Keela is listening. Super excited about an announcement about Makila. We can't wait to tell you about what's going on with her. And there we go. Oh my God, your head is perfect.
My head is perfect. It's straight now.
Perfect.
Let me see. Let me see. That's the my mass comm and Norfolk State folks be like, Miguel, what are you doing with your headroom and with the camera? If you guys had any idea the challenges we had before our broadcast today, it is what it is. But we're gonna keep this thing moving. So, we, for people who haven't been around the chamber, and here's the thing: I always assume that there's always folks who are tuning in who are just getting to know us, and we absolutely want to get to know every last one of you. Especially if you're a black business in the community. We want your business to grow. But about 5 years ago, I joined this organization, became a member probably about 7 years ago. Does that sound about right, Raquel? About 7 years ago. and we were extremely active. Michael Hill, who is our president emeritus, who founded this organization in 2005. He was doing an amazing job, open houses and the whole nine, and he's still very active in the Black entrepreneurial community. But then I met this brother, this alpha brother, who came around, and they said he was a member before. He had left running his business, and he came back and they said, well, Melvin Coleman is going to be our executive director. I said, all right, cool. I'm a team player. Let me meet this brother and see what he's got going on. If you've been around the chamber for the last 5 years, you've seen what we've had going on. During the pandemic last year, we grew by probably 30% as an organization. We increased our activity twofold at minimum last year with all of our virtual activities. We were not going to stop. We had a lot of businesses which grew. We had a lot of businesses with opportunity to get grants, who were involved, who got contracting. We've got, like I said, we've got all these committees, and the visionary for that activity was my brother, Mr. Melvin Coleman. Did I do my good Steve Harvey for you, brother?
Oh man, it was awesome, and hey, I'm just delighted to be here with such fabulous media professionals as yourselves. I'm taking notes because I have aspirations of maybe one day being on the mic and doing what you do. So I'm just here like, man, just to be here with y'all. I'm loving it.
Man, hear me when I tell you the check is in the mail, because like I said, we had our challenges on the front end coming in, but you are already well on your way, brother. Because for people who may not know, he does our Tuesday talks. He hosts it every Tuesday morning, and he launched it for the first time as a Zoom meeting this past Tuesday. We had over 160 people, I believe, that were on that call. Well, that about right?
I think it's 186 to be exact.
Yeah, I know you know the number. You better believe it.
Gotta know the numbers, man. But,
well, man, I want to jump into this thing. It is 2022. We've had an interesting 2 years beyond the 3 before that, where we saw a lot of great growth with the organization. But the last 2 years presented a challenge, and a challenge that quite candidly, brother, you were up for that challenge. And so let's talk first. Let's talk first about your journey, how you started here with the organization. And I want you to go back before you're executive director. Talk to us a little bit about your journey with the Black Chamber and how you got involved years ago, even before the last year in this most recent run.
Yeah, so that's a great place to start, because many who are involved with the organization now, who be members, they don't know the history of the organization. And so it's our responsibility to periodically share these nuggets of wisdom and history as it relates to the chamber. For example, the organization started way back in January of 2005. The first visionary, Michael T. Hill, who's the founder, president emeritus, and that was the Atlanta Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, it
way
was.
back in 2005. I got an email January of 2006, and it promoted this meeting at the historic Black-owned restaurant Pascal's, right there on Northside Drive. And it was a general body meeting for the Atlanta Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce. And I needed to network and meet people. And so I said, I'm going to go to this meeting. And that's where it started for me. It was very much like the events and things that we do now, where you walk into a room of like-minded Black folks, and they're about business and just connecting with all these wonderful people and the relationships that you start. You can't put a price on that. And so I became a member of the organization January 2006.
Okay.
I call that the first generation, if you will, because that 05 through 2010, it's like the first generation where
Mm-hmm.
Michael was the president. I eventually became the vice president of the organization, working with Michael.
Okay.
And so 06, 07, 08, 09, we had a great time. The events, the people, it was really special. The financial crisis is one of the things that derailed some of our hard work and success, man, because it had an effect on our community the entrepreneurs. So I'll stop there before I go on, because you may have, another question, but I wanted to share just that was the beginning, man, way back then.
Yeah, so chambers of commerce is something that are very common, and quite candidly, they're very common in the general body in the white community, and they have a lot of influence over policy, a lot of influence on how resources are allocated. And so back in 05 to 09, early on when you guys were working on this thing, and we got to have Michael on, Raquel. Let's make sure we reach out. We got to get Michael on.
Absolutely.
But from your perspective, I want to talk to us about when Michael did this and he came to you and he said, man, I want to do this Chamber of Commerce thing. What were you just excited? Did you see the vision? Talk to us about how he got you engaged.
So I came to that first meeting, and so it was like, wow, this is definitely something I want to be a part of. And what Michael is very good at is he pays attention to people, and he sees like who's got the initiative.
Yeah,
he's looking for leadership capabilities, and he saw some of the things that I was doing, say, as a member,
right.
Showing up and just being present and being engaged. And so I'll just say, quite naturally, as things just transpired, I was an excellent candidate to be, like you say, his right hand man during that time. And so that's really kind of what happened. Just over a period of time, me being who I am, it became clear to Michael, like, okay, that's the brother right there that I need to, Michael's a genius at when it comes to certain things, right? So so that's how that happened, man. And we had a great time. There's still a few people, and these are very special people because there's only a few. But Rose Mascotti,
yes,
Rich Wilkins,
yeah.
I mean, we should actually have them talk about that first generation of the chamber and what it was, because they were there, okay? And there's only a handful of us who are say, hey, we remember when. But it's very special to look at those days where that was the foundation of what this is today. That was the foundation of it.
Raquel, you got something, sis?
No, I think just want to kind of chime in on what Melvin said in terms of like Michael recognizing when you start hanging around, he's going to give you an assignment.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. I moved here to Atlanta in 2014. And as an entrepreneur, I'm getting plugged in and trying to figure out the right organizations. And I'm unapologetically Black. Anybody who spent 2 minutes with me, they know that I love everybody. But I love my people because we need that, right? We need someone who's going to advocate for us. And one thing, Michael, when I met him, and what I love about Michael is that, he's no nonsense. Like you said, it's you can talk about all the other things and stuff that you feel like you want to do, and it doesn't make sense. He'll let you know. Now, he isn't always right. None of us are always right. But the point is that everybody, the three you see on the screen, Michael, as you mentioned, Rose, we can always count on Rose, and God bless her. I know she's been around, and her mother's been dealing with some stuff, and I know that's why she hasn't been around as much. So some of our newer members, if you haven't seen Rose, you will see her real soon.
With a camera in her hand.
With a camera in her hand, brothers like Calvin Maddox and Marquis and folks. And I'm so proud because, anytime we go to these events, and we haven't been able to do our first Fridays and things for the last couple of years, but anytime I get in front of the room and I look out in that room and I see more than half the people I don't know, it always breathes to me a success, because whether these folks are members or not, we've influenced them enough to come into this room, and we've been able to help them to succeed. So let's fast forward. So it comes in what year is this? So this has been 5 years. So 2016, 2015, 2016. Right. You stepped away for a while, just getting your business in order and trying to make yourself some money, and that's okay. That's what we all supposed to be doing. But in 2016, they invited you to come back in and play a major role, and tell us about how that went down.
Right, and so to make sure we don't skip anything important, so I had to step away. I mean, that whole 2010 time frame, the great financial crisis, or whatever you want to call it.
Because that's your business. You are a financial planner by trade, so I'm sure your clients were having a little bit of a
brother had to go get a job along with saying, hey, I'm gonna, continue to work and make sure that I keep this entrepreneur thing alive, but I got to go get a job. And, so every entrepreneur has a real testimony about their journey. And so that was mine. And so I was away from the game, from the life, the chamber, for several years. If you say 2010 up through 2016.
Okay.
My daughter was born in 2010, so that responsibility was real at that time too. So like I said, I had to go and chop wood and do things, but I was fortunate that I was able to come back and I was in a good position as an entrepreneur, having my own, say, wealth management company and everything, and clientele and all that. So I just want to stress the point that when an entrepreneur, you have to go do what you need to do. It's not, the dream doesn't die. You come back stronger, because that's what happened to me. I've been good since, but that's what I had to do. So in 2016, when I did come back, I can remember coming to an event at Clark, Atlanta. Never met Raquel a day in my life. That was my first time seeing Raquel. She's there at the registration table, and I'm just coming to this, like my first time really coming to an event, coming back to the chamber. And I'm saying, I'm Melvin Coleman, I'm here. She's like, oh yeah, I heard of you. They talk about you sometime. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm glad that there's some, point of reference. I'm not just some guy walking in like, okay, who's this guy? Who's he think he is? But that was funny. I remember her saying like, oh yeah, I heard about you. I know your name or something. That was real cool. But that was my first event. What was it, Raquel? It was like the summit at Clark, Atlanta, the annual thing. Michael was doing. Yeah, that was my first time coming back, and it was really cool to be there. Michael was glad to see me. Keep in mind now, I came to this event, had not seen Michael, Marquis. It's been at least a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, I'm here just to check it out. I'm not looking for anything. And I wasn't. I just wanted to come back and just see how my people are doing and what's going on. So that was my first event back.
Yeah, and yeah. Then, so how long after that did you see Michael look at you across the room and says, I'm about to put you to work?
That's something for you, right? So yeah, man. So quite naturally, as things transpired there in 2016, going through a change in leadership where, Michael had done this for 10 years. So he was ready to say, hey man, time for me to transition. And Marquis, we haven't talked much about it, but Marquis became the vice president. So when I left, at some point so it was like 5 years, Marquis became the vice president.
Right.
And so he was all right there in position now to become president. And so that was the transition, as you well know, because you were there, from Marquis to Michael. Mm-hmm. Okay. And all of that was great. I was cool. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, and this is why we got to tell the story so people know it. Marquis had really just launched this major tax enterprise where he had several locations. And so you're coming into January of 2017, and this brother's, he's got to take care of business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think people don't. I think we have to remind folks that everybody on this screen and everybody in leadership, we're not salaried employees with the chamber. We're doing this because a lot of it for the love of our community, but we all have businesses that we're running outside of the work we do for the chamber. So to your point, we know this time of the year, part of the reason why you are so invaluable is because, and let's not get it twisted, for people who haven't had the opportunity to meet Marquis or spend much time with him, he's a leader. He's a very strong leader. But this time of the year, it's tax season.
Right.
And
yeah.
so to have that,
right now.
Absolutely. So to have a president and executive director, but then also having, and as I want to transition to our committee structure, having strong leaders in the committee structure has really helped our organization flourish for the last 5 or 6 years.
Our structure is not a secret, but I still call it the secret sauce. The way the organization is structured with, and I would say we, because that's the three of us and in leadership, we've established these affinity groups. Keep in mind, and we didn't call them affinity groups back then, the only one that existed was the Women's League.
Right.
Okay. And so, we, the leadership, like, hey, we're going to take this template and, hey, young entrepreneurs, veterans, so just to keep that in mind. But the affinity groups and the committees really give us that structure where members can now engage in something that they want to focus on based on their business, their passion, okay, or when it comes to those affinity groups, some demographic, something they have in common, okay, women, uh, young entrepreneurs, or veterans. So
Right.
that's why the concept works, because it's a very simple, basic thing. We don't try to get all sophisticated. We keep it simple and powerful. We know these things work. So that's the secret sauce. Along with having leaders, you can do nothing without leadership. Folks
Absolutely.
who can lead, and so I would say that's the key to my success. Is that I have Miguel, Raquel, Michelle. I can go on and on and on around me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, it would be it might be a disaster, right? So yeah.
Right. And so as we look at the organization, I think that one thing that we want to make sure that we keep in mind is that it's not only leadership, it's collaborative leadership. It's important that you have people who can work together, especially when you have an organization which is structured around cooperation. Right? There's a lot of organizations that structure. Okay, here's the leader. We listening to what that he or she is doing. Ain't a whole lot of deviation from that. The great thing about working with Melvin is that he empowers the leaders. And the great thing about this organization, and I'm harping on this because there are people who are watching this broadcast who are members of the organization and they're trying to figure out where they fit in. Right? Go to the website, look at our different committee structures, look at our affinity groups, and decide that makes sense for my business. I should be a part of that committee, and there we will find room for you. There will be an opportunity for you to serve. Melvin, would you agree?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I didn't know if you can't we can't keep talking because Raquel, I know she's got something to say.
I'm
Did you
just
have
like,
something?
Yeah. I'm pausing. I'm trying to read her eyes.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
she
well,
ready? She ready?
he let me. So I know Melvin discussed a little bit about the affinity groups, which are
Uh-huh.
based on demographics and geography, but also the industry committees are based on people's industry. And what we
Mm-hmm.
see with the leadership is the cream has really risen to the top. Our
Mm-hmm.
impact committee, the who's the chair of that is stellar in her field. You got financial services, the person who's the chair of that. And even people are really passionate about what they do. If we segue over to real estate,
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Coleman heading that particular committee and his passion for the real estate group and his passion for the chamber. So it took us some time to get this stew together, but it works. The formula is
Mm-hmm.
there, and you can see, and I'm as we approach 2022, which I think we're going to segue into
Mm-hmm.
in a little bit. You can start to see some of the fruits of our labor, but we're not relaxing.
Oh no,
We're
no, no,
not
no.
saying, oh, we got it here. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely not, and that's a great point. Because what we know, anyone who knows Raquel knows that she's very arts and entertainment, and that energy that she has in that space. That's where you flourish. People should look at the chamber as what it is. It is a laboratory. If you have an opportunity and you want to get the combination of working with people that can help you to move your business forward, but rest assured, we're all about constantly questioning our members and saying, hey, who have you done business with in the organization? Who has helped you to help your business grow? We do a great job of getting information in front of folks, making connections, but at that point, obviously, you can't. You can lead folks to water, but you got to drink. And so, but that's where I think that we really do excel, without question. If you have any questions in the chat, please make sure that you drop them down there. We want to answer any questions that you may have while we have the Melvin Coleman here. We got some great people in the chat. Let me see if we got anything that we can that we can drop in here. I want to drop in. Hey, Miss Taylor, she's gonna be she is going to be our leader in the Young Entrepreneurs Collaborative. We're looking forward to where she's going to take our Young Entrepreneurs Collaborative here in the immediate future. Our main man who never wants to put his face anywhere, but he's always there. Hey, what's going on, Calvin Maddox? Always, if that brother, believe me when I tell you, he opens a lot of doors in this city. He's done some tremendous work in the city. Let me see anybody else here. We've got Cheryl. I don't want to mess up her name. Cheryl Marie, and she recently joined, and She said,
Okay.
recently joined. I'm looking forward to connecting and collaborating with you all. We're looking forward to meeting you too, Cheryl. Uh,
Okay. Connected to real estate committee.
yeah. Hello to Glendora Divine. And I believe
Shout out
Sister.
to Destiny Bruton. Destiny Bruton is also in the chat. She's a
Absolutely.
powerhouse in the YEC. Just kind of, she knows where the money resides.
She
If
knows
there's
where
a grant
she
on
knows
it,
where the money
if there's a
resides.
grant out there, she got it. So yeah,
And,
shout out to Destiny.
and let me give a personal shout out. She says she loves. Thank you, Destiny. I appreciate you. She loves aesthetically how we're set up here. We appreciate you giving her the shout out. But let me give a personal testimony to Destiny, because Destiny, I had another organization that I found called the Black Excellence Alliance. You guys may have seen some of the masks and some of the shirts that I've worn, and Destiny pulled that together for me in days. She said, "What do you need?" Within 48, 72 hours, I had shirts and about 15 to send to some other folks in the organization. Destiny does an amazing job. I will work with her all day. Oh, Nate, the blast from the past. I know my man, he out there making all that money. Roy Hodge, what's up, brother? Back and
Roy
forth.
Hodge.
Uh-huh.
Hey, what's
Roy.
up?
What's up, Roy? But
Yeah,
Melvin, you wanted
yeah,
to jump in. Go ahead, brother.
so you touched on a great point. Before I move forward, shout out to Miss Glendora Divine down in the South Metro. So I want you should acknowledge your sister down in the
Absolutely.
South Metro. Thank her
Absolutely.
for being in attendance. Well, you touched on something that's very important. Members doing business with each other, and then providing excellent service. Providing an experience where members want to then refer them to family, friends, or what have you. So that's very important. I'm glad you shared that. There's a lot of that going on within the organization, and I appreciate it when members share with me what's going on. We
Right.
had a member not too long ago who got a referral by way of the chamber, and it's $1 million deal. So these things are real, and that's one of the things that we do among several
Oh,
other
I wish I
things.
could find my applause. Let me see if I. Nope, that ain't it. Oh, that ain't it. I was looking for my applause button. You $1 million, boy. Yeah, you got to give. Well, we'll go with the
But,
Jamaican horn for the day. But that's a great
but, what,
deal. Absolutely.
but what's amazing is that we can't even keep up with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
We got several hundred members, and we can't keep up with what they're doing in terms of their collaboration. We
Absolutely.
just know that this is going on, and we're very, very happy and excited, that this is the reality. But it's amazing, man. The most impressive thing about the organization is the membership. If
Mm-hmm.
you see who the members are, and you're like, wow, you know, amazing businesses, or credentials, their knowledge and experience. That's why we showcase members. We're constantly showcasing members. We're putting them on because we want people to see them. Like, hey,
Absolutely.
this is who we are, and we want you to
Absolutely.
know it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so let's transition to 2022. Remember that the chat is still open. We want you guys, if you were just tuning in a little bit later, drop in your business, drop in ways for people to connect. Our chat here is not just for us. We want to see questions pop up, but we also want to see you guys making connections. We want to give you opportunity to connect with each other when we do this broadcast on a monthly basis. So let's talk about 2022. We just had, we've got an open house coming up on the 15th. Where we're going to be talking what we do on an annual basis, which is talk about the incoming year and opportunities to join the organization. But this year we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to break out into some rooms and give people opportunities to connect with some of the affinity groups and the committees.
Absolutely. The first of the year, January, is the best time to kick off and start fresh and bring in new energy. So we want to promote and give access to all of our committees for existing members, but then also people who are interested in the organization and maybe haven't just made that final decision, and they see the right committee for them, and they're like, okay, yeah, I'm doing it today. So
Right.
yeah, that's what we're going to be doing on the 15th. The chairs of the various committees are going to be in their respective breakout rooms. So very exciting. And I believe that idea was put on the table by my good friend, my brother, Mr. Miguel, when we were in our leadership meeting discussing, like, hey, we got to make sure we put the committees out there. Miguel's like, put them all in the breakout room. I was like, brilliant, brilliant.
Every now and again, I come up with, my brain works.
Well, I was like, hey, that works. But that's going to be great on the 15th. But also in 2022, Miguel, we're taking our collaborations
Mm-hmm.
to the next level. When we talk about these relationships and these partnerships that we have, some of the long-standing ones, but also new partnerships. And we're going to get as much value out of these partnerships for our members as we possibly can. So we're excited about what we're going to be doing with Invest Atlanta. Right now, we're in a collaboration and working with IKEA to do small business grants. So we've come a long way, and now it's about everything that we do. It has to have an impact where members can feel it.
Right.
I'm
Right.
sure the members that receive the grants is like, yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you
Right.
just gave me some money.
Right.
But that's what we're looking at. Did you get that new relationship? Were you able to get that contract? I want to make sure that we are doing things, and the outcome is it was something that they could feel it, man. That made a difference right there. That's the focus for us in 2022.
So you just dropped a buzzword, brother. What you just dropped a buzzword. Look at Destiny. Yes, yes, Destiny. We have an announcement that will be made, and there's some opportunities from Invest Atlanta that'll be coming. It's really important that this growth is recognized, because let's just keep it real. The chamber, we work so hard. We're not really great at tooting our own horn. We kind of let the work speak for itself. But the relationships that have built with Invest Atlanta, with IKEA, with Square, with Truist Bank, with my Lord, who else can we name? It's so many.
Fiserv,
Mass Mutual,
Fiserv, Mass
Mass
Mutual,
Mutual Perimeter.
Absolutely,
All of these
absolutely.
relationships are going to pay big dividends for us.
And so a lot of these dividends are, ultimately this is one of those what do you say, membership has its privileges moment. When it comes down to these grants, when it comes down to these opportunities, because here's the thing, people know 90% of the events that we produce are open to the public, whether you're a member or not. They're broadcast on our Facebook page, they may be on our YouTube page, they may be in person when we can get past all these different variants of this bug that doesn't want to leave us alone. But yeah, but when it comes down to those opportunities, I know me personally, if I have a business opportunity, Edge of the Frame, Patrick Thomas, I've been hiring him for events quite frequently lately because he does good work, not just because he's a member. That's the thing. Yes, you're a member, but then you have to prove yourself and do good work. And he and his team, they do good work. Destiny did good work, right? I've had people who've hired me because of my relationship with the chamber. Shout out to Lisa White. This platform you see right now, which is a service that we offer with my company, Lisa White and her family allowed me to broadcast and record their graduation event for her daughter back in the spring of 2020. And I was proud to be able to do it for her. But quite candidly, they were a little bit of a test, because this is a new platform. And they let me learn a little bit on the fly. Now, I got 20 plus years experience in broadcast, but it doesn't matter. It's just like learning a new phone. When a new iPhone comes out, you got to relearn it. But that happened because of relationship here with the chamber. So the chamber is a great vehicle for everybody, for us to build our businesses, build great relationships. The people on this screen, I love and adore them, not only because of what we are in business, but what we are as friends. But I know these folks are about Black business and about pushing the agendas forward. Let's get back and talk 2022. We're into a new year. This variant has kind of got us. We got some things we're trying to do. Last year we did a golf tournament. Last year we did our first a social event in a while, which was amazing at the gathering spot. I want to come to you, Raquel, because if I don't come to you, you're gonna sit there and just be cute. Even though you got everything we talking about. Raquel already know that stuff in her brain. She's the glue. That's the glue up there. So
you got the cute down pat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. And I think I've said this before when when this title underneath here said Chair of Arts and Entertainment Committee, the Atlanta Black Chamber made a seat at the table for me because they recognize what my skill set is. And that's given me the opportunity to come into the chamber and love on small Black businesses, which is what we love to do. So a lot of the things that we're doing, the things that are happening in the background are just amazing. And I'm just going to say this. I know I'm a little cutie, but I'd love to just be in the background. If I could stay in the background and just be in the credits and be the person responsible for getting stuff done. I know this is Melvin's meeting, but I like request 2 times. After that, I'm in execution mode and I'm getting things done. So I'll stand here and chime in and nod. You guys see me responding to the chat and getting things ready for, what's going to happen after this. But the formula, and I'm going to give this back to Melvin a little bit, the vision that this man has put in front of us. You need someone like Melvin who has the vision, and then you need people like myself and Michelle and other people who are the boots on the ground and can get the work done. And that is the prize-winning formula. Those of us who can work with visionaries who are more process-oriented, and then when the vision chimes in and everyone can agree on one accord. That is what is going on with the chamber.
Absolutely.
2022 and beyond. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit, Melvin. Let's continue to talk about the 2022. What's your overall vision for 2022?
So for us, it's about, my slogan, if that's what it is like rise, grind, and build. Mm-hmm. That's what we've been doing for 5 years, and we are nowhere near coming to some close or like that's it. It's about to stop. No, it is still going strong. Every year we take another major step forward in terms of our brand, our influence, what we're able to do for our members, and how we impact the community. So in 2022, we are looking at our partnerships, collaborations, and how much value that adds to the members' experience. But then the challenge for us is, how do we have our member businesses come together, collaborate, whether it's teaming or partnering, because the opportunities that we want to seize require businesses with the capacity,
mm-hmm.
to qualify and be a viable candidate. So we have some challenges that are going to require us to really take our time and be intentional about, how we make these things happen. But I'm always optimistic because we continue to make progress. We rise, we grind, and we build, and it's visible. You can see it. It's not
Absolutely.
Like anyone who's been around the organization for 2 or 3 years can't say, wow, I remember 2 or 3 years ago, now we're here. And it's like, okay, yeah. So we know how to do this, and we're going to continue to do it. And so what's next for us is to have member businesses that are working together. And my vision is that we don't just have Black-owned businesses, we have Black-owned corporations.
Absolutely.
And so everything that we're doing is a part of that process. This is a journey, and everybody's a part of it. Whatever little thing you think you're doing that's not important, it is. Relationships, supporting each other. We all have a role to play in this, and the organization is a big part of it. But individually, we're all doing this, and we should all be appreciative, and then also deserve some acknowledgement for being a part of what this is.
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, Melvin. If you have the presentation that we had at the or Raquel, I would love for us to run down a few of those numbers from last year. If it's on your computer close, if we get it in before the end of the show, that'd be amazing.
But I know we reported like how many events we did, and Raquel may be able to pull up the exact number, but it was like, I want to say, but we reported how many events we did, and then we reported how many members were either in the spotlight, showcased, whether it was a virtual session or they were on a panel. And so those numbers really do drive it home for you when you see all of the content that we produce in a year. And then you see the members who were able to be involved and a part of it and get the exposure from it. And that's a big part of what the chamber does. So I don't know if we can find it right now, Miguel, but for
That's all
those
right.
who attended the holiday, and there are a lot of people who did, they saw the presentation, but it was an excellent presentation, and we will present that again on Saturday the 15th. We will present those numbers in our open house kickoff presentation.
And a lot of those events that you do, if you go to our Instagram, which is where the bulk of our activity, as far as announcing events and as well as in our email communication, you'll see last year, you'll see a lot of faces. You'll see a lot of people. Shout out to our graphic artist team, who does an amazing job of helping us tell our stories. But Melvin is very intentional. When we collaborate, I was like, all right, Melvin, I want to do X, Y, and Z. His first question is, are they members? Right? And if they're not a member, it better be a very compelling reason why we're going outside of our membership base in order to bring them onto our platform.
So just to give you guys a small teaser, just if you can join the open house on January 15th, but our offering and the benefits that we have of being a chamber, some of the things are exclusive that we have with the partnerships, the referral system, and even people who are not members of the chamber, if they want to do business in Atlanta, they're calling me or Melvin and saying, do you know a Black owned? And if they're not a member of the chamber, they're a friend of the chamber, and we use that carrot to dangle and get them to be members. But again, membership has its privileges. Go ahead.
Absolutely. We got about 7 minutes left. I want to make sure we run down what we're doing here in the month of January before we drop off. But yeah, it's that open house is going to be very important, guys. Make sure you guys chime in if you're not on our email list. Melvin, what's the easiest way for them to get on our email list so they can get the emails every week?
Well, go to our website and register for that open house. It's on the website. So you go to the website, click on open house, register.
And you'll be on the email database. So go ahead.
Also, here on our Facebook page, if you go to the very top of our page, that button that says join our list, that puts you right into our constant contact mailing list. And I believe on Instagram, if you go to our profile on our link tree, one of those hyperlinks up there puts you directly into our database, so you get all that information.
All right, make sure you drop your websites and drop your information, contact information in the chat. This is the time we're going to start to showcase some of you guys before we wrap up. Shout out, as we mentioned, to our girl, Destiny. Sis, we appreciate you. A house called Hugh.com is her website. I saw somebody else that dropped theirs. We already, I think we showed Cheryl, but we're going to show it again. Cheryl, hers is Top Notch Academy of Real Estate.com. Recently joined. We appreciate you, and we're looking forward to you becoming a big part of our organization and your business growing. One thing you mentioned, Melvin, you were talking about collaboration, and it's really important, and we continue to push this. Only 98% of our businesses, and not only in the Black Chamber, but in general, are solopreneurs, meaning we pretty much just, we got our own job, right? Collaborate. It's time for us to start going after some of these big contracts in the state of, and it's either federal or state. I think it's only 1.7%, and don't quote me on that, but I'll find that exact number of federal contracts that are going to African-American owned businesses. And so a lot of times it's because we're not collaborating and going after these contracts together. Both of y'all are chomping at the bit. Go ahead. I'm hushing. So something y'all want to say. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're
now,
right.
I just want to acknowledge some of the other members that are popping up here. Dr. Daisy is in the chat. Katrina Morrison and her business. She's in there. Just awesome people. When we had our Women's League golf event, Katrina got to meet Valerie, who has the wellness spot, and their kids both go to the same school. So there's always this chamber love, #chamber love, that's going on, in the background.
All right, so let's talk about the rest of the month. What's going on, guys, the rest of the month that everybody can get engaged with?
Oh, well, we first want to give a huge shout out to everybody who attended the first the Tuesday Talk virtual roundtable, the first one ever in history, right? So we want to give a shout out to them and know that this Tuesday coming up is going to be just as fabulous. We will be speaking with Invest Atlanta. That's the special guest is a young lady from Invest Atlanta. So it's going to be awesome. But then also next week, Wendell King is doing a virtual session on how a business owner can purchase a home. I love the title because he's letting you know I'm focusing on business owners and how you can purchase a home, because it is, it could be a little different, and there's some things that you need to know. So that's going to be a great session. Raquel, we have a brand tech webinar on Thursday.
Yes, we have a brand tech webinar with Tamay. I want to say her last name is Shannon. Thank you and it's how to rock your 2022 marketing plan. So just make sure you tune into that. Always some good gems coming out of the MCAT committee. And just to kind of, for a little quick aside, I know we have time. We don't have that much time, but I'm the director of the operations. I'm the interim chair of the Arts and Entertainment Committee, but I'm also part of MCAT, because a lot of what my business does is marketing, communication, advertising, and technology. And that's just to show you a sample of how you can get engaged and involved with the Atlanta Black Chambers. Okay. Yes.
And looking like
register for today's event. Yeah.
I'm looking at the calendar. As you mentioned, there's a women's league. They have their monthly touch base Facebook Live on the 21st. So they'll have that coming up. Let me see. All right, we got a couple of minutes. We got 30 seconds. We're gonna pitch Miss Aisha. Yeah, my Miss Aisha. We putting you on the spot.
Yes.
We putting you on the spot. I've been attending meetings and phone calls, but have yet to join. Not sure what's holding me back, but I'm leaning towards joining this year.
I love her transparency.
You love her transparency. Sis, go ahead and join. And nothing, we don't bite. And it costs you less than probably a handbag you got in your closet to join for the year. And you're going to enjoy this community. And just know that I got love for you. Everybody says, "Oh, Miguel, you're going hard on them." Hey, join the community. You in. We looking forward to Aisha. Drop in the chat what type of business you have, so we can make sure that we can follow you on social and get engaged with your business. All right, so go ahead, Mel.
Miguel and Raquel, we should say that we just eclipsed 11,000 followers on Facebook. I remember when we eclipsed 10,000, and now so man, it's been a great journey, and it's not over.
It's not. It's just the beginning. This is going to be an amazing year. We want every one of your businesses to grow. I know I want my business to grow. I said many times that, we have the right mindset to help our communities grow. So it's important that we support each other. It's important that all of us continue to grow exponentially in our businesses, because we're the ones that's going to change our communities. And so we're going to do it one business at a time. All right. You guys got anything else?
Real quick, I just want to say it is only $295 for a solopreneur to join the chamber. And that's $295 a year. You don't have to pay. I feel like a salesperson. You don't have to pay anything additional to join the affinity groups or any of the committee industries. But it's just $295, and I guarantee you can make that money back with one connection, one meeting, one networking event in the chamber. So think about that, guys.
That's an absolute. That's an absolute. And Melvin, look like you have a fan, my brother. Aisha recognizes that you are the one who drew her in. So it's going to be on you to go close the deal.
You probably heard my big mouth somewhere. She must have seen me somewhere. She heard my big mouth. I don't know. She could have been on Tuesday Talks when it was just on the phone and said, "Who's that brother running his mouth?" But, there we go. We're glad that you're here. So
thank you, Rosemary. Rosemary says she's definitely joining. Oh, okay. So Aisha, you are a photographer, a portrait photographer. Okay, awesome. So you need to join the MCAT community. Join and then become an MCAT committee. I actually, email me, because I know there was somebody I saw recently was looking for portrait photographers, and I always hire people as well with my company, with Lloyd Media Group. So Awesome.
And
Brand
also,
your
I'm
business.
gonna say this: if you have a little artistic flair to what you're doing in photography, come on and join the Arts and Entertainment Committee as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
hey, so let me tell you where I'm going real quick, Miguel, because I got to go. So
Yeah.
our member Jasmine Smith, who lives in Alaska,
Okay.
is in the ATL today.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm actually going to meet her. Yeah, I can't let her come all the way from Alaska. You know, she's here on business, and then she goes back, and I don't know. I got to, So yeah, I'm
No.
excited to meet her. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Chamber Live. This is on a monthly basis. You can come back here and check us out on our Facebook page. If you missed any bit of this, we'll see you in the next Opportunity Tuesday talks. But just get engaged and stay involved. And we're looking forward to helping you grow your business. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.
This has been fun. Thank you.